Welcome to the Highlight Her podcast, a space created to highlight incredible women in their journeys through business, motherhood, creativity, and accomplishments. I hope it ignites motivation in you like it does for me. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get to it. Hello, Hannah.
Hi.
I'm here today with Hannah Zona. She is a newer real estate agent with Remax Synergy in Bedford.
Yep.
And I've had the pleasure of working with you since you've started. Mm-hmm. And we have now flourished a friendship and a working relationship. And it's been wonderful. And I like to think I'm the doer of all things, but you put me to shame. You are the actual doer of all the things. So I'm just going to kind of toot your horn a little bit.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm going to do for however long. So first of all, you'd never know by looking at you, but you are a mom of three.
3 boys, yep.
Boys and boys.
6 and under.
Crazy. Mm-hmm. Absolute craziness. I think too, I always like to add in that they are boys, because if you have boys, boys
you
are
need to say they're boys.
Yeah, they're nuts.
Yeah.
Crazy. So 3 boys under 6. You and your husband own now 3 barbershops. Mm-hmm. You run the books, everything for all of them.
Yep.
And then, as if that wasn't enough, you are now a real estate agent since May.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you just didn't have enough on your plate.
I was bored.
Yeah. So funny, this is out of all the things that I've learned about you, my favorite story is that you were so bored that you, pre-real estate agent, that you tried to start a Kombacha business at home.
Yeah, so I thought that if I had a SCOBY hotel in my home that produced yeast and could make kombucha, that would just be my calling, and it turned out that real estate fits me better.
Yeah. And it's safer.
Safer.
Some people might have had a weird, funny trip from your SCOBY hotel, fermented stuff that you were giving out to people.
Literally, I think at one point, and if you don't know what a SCOBY is, you might want to Google image it.
Or don't. It was disturbing.
I had one sitting on a shelf so long that it shriveled up 4 times the size it was. And it was just gross. I know. And I knew then that was not for me.
That's not for you. Yeah. Yep. So then next it was real estate.
Yeah. So I took we opened up our first barbershop in downtown Manchester, which is a hard town to get established in because it's so busy. So I can humbly say that the beginning was rough, financially.
And starting a business, I feel is.
Yeah. Which we knew.
Yeah.
And that's fine. You roll with the punches. But we had 2 kids, and I was like, wow, I didn't know it was going to be like this. Mm-hmm. So come COVID, we're like, let's open another one.
That wasn't hard enough.
Smarter. And thankfully, it ended up just being really wonderful. And that one, we partner with my brother-in-law. Mm-hmm. So it's more of a family business. And I think that's why they run so well, because even all of our employees there, family, love them all. We're so blessed. And now we're on to Milford, and it's just going really well, and they know what they're doing.
Yeah. What's it like working hand in hand with your husband too? I feel like you guys work really well together.
That's so kind of you. My husband is so wonderful and creative, and that's where I lack creativity. Which I'm totally fine with. My brain is more business oriented, so we kind of make up where each other lacks.
Yeah.
We butt heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is understandable.
Yeah.
I know I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've discussed before that we're the type of people, me and you, where if something comes to our mind, we need to get it done.
Yeah.
And I'm my husband's I'm sleeping right now. We can talk about this tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm I always forget to give people time.
Yeah.
So that's where we have issues, but we make it work.
I think that's so great. And then that brings me obviously to when we met. So we met through Kristen Wenzel at Cohen. Shout out to her. We
so
love her.
awesome.
She's amazing. And I had met her first and then had lunch with her and, made a connection. And then she'd met you and she was like, oh, these two are going to work well together.
Yeah.
And then we met like the three of us together and we were like, oh, hell yeah.
And it was your birthday.
And it was my birthday. Yes.
And that was so fun.
And that was so fun. But not only like are you just awesome as a person, I think we are so similar in the way that we work. And that's always been a dream of mine to like be working and succeeding and setting goals like with people that I can like form relationships with and be friends with. So I feel so thankful that that's happened with the two of us. But another reason with you being a mom of three and then me having Jack, we can get so much done while it like in the in between. Like we're on the phone like yesterday. We the two of us together. So that's something that we're like the transaction we're in are kind of a little messy right now, but obviously like we're both kind of stressed out. You had to like take the ball and run with it and kind of figure something out, and the kids are screaming in the background, the dog's barking, the dog got out, and after like I got off the phone and I was like, do you just like want me to come over for like an hour like while you put out fires? And I think that's like and I know you do the same. Like it's so valuable to have people that you're like, I know this is really hard right now and it's even harder while doing all the things, so do you just need like an hour, 45 minutes? But just what a huge thing to be able to have, like someone that you can work hand in hand with like that. And I mean, that's like one of the things that I love working with you about.
I had no idea. Were you golfing yesterday?
Yeah, in the afternoon.
Yep. Yeah. So I go on Instagram and I'm like, oh my God, she was golfing. I blew your phone up because I'm like, there's like no one else that I can call in my like job where I would be like, okay, if I call Mackenzie, I'll chill out. She can also give me very sound advice and then I can move forward. Like, even though I do have like the kids and the dog. Oh my God. Yeah. But like, it's nice to be able to call you anytime I need. And I'm like, oh my God, she was trying to golf.
Yeah. That's whatever. I'm like,
I know, but I was like, and she answered every time. I was like, I'm so blessed just to have that relationship. Is really wonderful.
Yeah, it is. We're great. We're great together.
Really good.
We really are. So tell me a little bit, like when you first started real estate, I can't tell you how many people that I've told you this before, real estate agents that I work with, and they have never set a goal, which I think is just the craziest thing. And you, right off the bat, you were like, I had a goal to do this, like this many and this and this. So walk me through, like, what goals did you don't have to go into like specifics, but like, how did you set those goals? Like, what did you have in mind? Like, what did you line up to say, like, this is how I'm going to get there and this is how I'm going to complete them?
Essentially, I was like, I started with like, I'm going to just take the classes. And I was like, just take the classes. And I was like, okay, I can do that. I did that. And I'm like, I'm going to take the test. So I passed my first time because I was like, if I don't do it this time, I'm going to have a hard time getting back there and doing it again.
Yeah.
So that was my first goal. I was like, I need to pass this time. And my main goal was like, I was so invested in my husband's businesses that I was like, if I sell one house a month, like that'd be cool. Like just to like do something with my time. And then I was like, I love this. I think Kelsey was our first client and I was just like getting her first offer accepted, closed everything under a month. I was like, this is what I love to do. So now my new goal is to do like 4 or 5 a month. And I was awesome. Like, I know. And I mean, it's like, I'm at the point now where I'm like managing my time so that I can do as many as I can. And I'm just so blessed to have that opportunity because it's hard. It's a hard market.
Yeah. Well, and talk to me about managing your time. Like, how do you manage your time?
Yeah. So I don't. I think what I'm working on right now is setting intentional time.
Okay.
So I have intentional time to spend with my husband, with my kids, with my family, my friends. And then I try to like set intentional time just to work. But like, when you need to get stuff done on a timely like manner, just do it real quick and then I come back. But it's hard. Like, it's hard to find a balance. So I think I'm working on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I was actually reading an article do you know who Shonda Rhimes is? Like, yeah, of course you do.
Yeah.
Okay. So she writes about, there was a quote that she said, like, if I'm doing great in motherhood, like, I'm not doing as great in my job. And if I'm doing great at my job, then, like, I'm lacking in motherhood. And it's so, like, because I always talk about balance, and I'm like, I just want everything to be balanced, but it can't be. Like, there's just no way. And I think, like, accepting the fact that, like, somewhere you're always going to lack, you can't be everywhere at one time.
I know.
But, like, a mental, emotional piece of that is hard to comprehend and just be like, it's okay. I'm going to lack in motherhood this week, and that's going to be
today's a rough day as a mom, but I'm thriving at work.
Yeah.
Yesterday was rough at both. But some weekends I just get to spend the whole weekend with my kids and my husband, and then I don't have that crazy work schedule. But then it comes in waves.
Yes.
And then if you have like a husband and a family who can recognize that, it doesn't get better than that.
Yeah.
Who just roll with the punches.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's, you've experienced it. Like, the mom guilt is it's a huge emotional baggage piece that affects, like, your everyday life and your work life and, like, everything else. And I think we talked recently about, like, how I was like, I can't do it all. So I have a cleaning lady that comes and, like, cleans my house every other week. And you were like, what?
Yeah.
That's amazing. And then you were like, yeah, I'm going to. Next day you signed up. But, like, I always wonder that. I'm like, why sometimes I know I'm overwhelmed. Why do I have such a hard time, like, asking for help and unloading some of my load? Like,
I know.
Why do we do that, where we're like, we could hire someone to clean our house? Yes, of course we could.
Give you more time with your kids,
Yeah.
with your spouse, like, set that, like, I think the best thing that I ever did was there was a time when my family needed my sister to come live with me, and she's 18.
Yeah.
And thank God we have the room. And I was like, let's make this work where you can fill in for me and like nanny for me when I need the help, because my kids love her and it really helps. And so it's just like that way my kids never lack. So it worked out really well, thank God. And I'm really grateful that I had that opportunity, because I don't think without help I could do it.
Yeah.
When would I sleep?
Yeah, you wouldn't. I know. And I think, like, sometimes as the doer of all things, we have the hardest time, like, stopping doing all of the things, or taking a piece off. So, and sometimes it's hard to just ask, but then once you've asked and you get the help, like, you're like, oh, this is better.
Yeah.
Now I'm recognizing, like, why I don't need to do all of the things at one time. But
I know.
Yeah, it's hard to like get to that point where you're unloading part of your load, I think.
I know. Because I don't ever want to be like a burden to someone, I feel like.
Yeah.
But people like to help.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay to ask for help.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm like, just kind of easing into a new routine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So what do you think now you've moved on to 4 to 5 transactions a month, which, you are just killing it. Like, I don't know anyone else who has started off so quickly and you're just like, boom, you're going. And it's like, we just got together one of the best reviews, I think. Like, everyone at the office joked, and they're like, did you type up, send it to your mom, and like have her post a review? I'm like, no, we didn't. But the last client that we closed, she was amazing, and she gave the best review. And about you, and she said so many nice things about you starting off, and like you had the confidence right off the bat, like before you like just had started, and you walked right in and you're like, you're looking for a home, let me help you with it, like we can get it done.
Yeah.
And you got it done. And so how do you think, like, a part of, I think, why you're so successful is your confidence, like your confidence to just like be ruthless and be like, in the best way though.
Yeah.
Like you will go above and beyond and do anything. Like, you don't care if another tenured real estate agent is like, this is like, we don't do things like this. Like, you don't care, you just do it. And that's you. I mean, it's worked for you.
Yeah.
So how do you think you're harnessing that? Because I think a lot of people would have trouble.
I think I wasn't like that. And then my broker called me, and I'm thankful that I met with the right people in the beginning. And he was like, I know you're confident if you can just like show that. Like, if people meet you face to face, it's a game changer.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that makes me feel really nice. So that worked. And then I met Kristen and you, and I was just like, all these powerful women. And I was like, I can do this. Like, yeah. So I think meeting the right people really helped me in the beginning. And I love helping people. So a lot of people that I meet and are my clients are first-time home buyers and really don't know what's going on with the market, and they think they need 20% down, and it's $50K over, and it's just like, knowledge is power, and if I can give someone that, then the process is easy. It's just like, and with you, like, whenever I have someone with another lender, I'm like, can we get a second opinion? Because it'll be so much better, I promise. Yeah, and it always works out better.
Yeah. I mean, I think too, I love that you were like, I met with powerful women and that empowers me, because it's so like, powerful women empower women. And we definitely have like a close knit kind of circle that I mean, that's a lot. Like, everyone that we are working with and dealing with, like, they love the women oriented kind of like, you know, and what we bring to the table, like fully as just like, you know, a woman working with a woman, working with the two clients that we closed were single women. That was so
first time home buyer, single. Oh my God.
And that was part of their goal, to say like, I wanted to do this specifically as a single woman.
Yeah.
And I just, then, you know, working with us together, I think it was like meant to be almost. It was the whole way that the transaction went and us working. It was,
Well, that was one of the main points Catherine made a few times. She was just like, the bond and relationship that you and Kenzie have is like, made it such a great experience. Because it kind of takes out like something that the clients need to do, because we're always communicating. You know, it's like, you don't need a middleman.
Yeah. Yep.
So I love that. And I
do
love hearing
too.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the clients love it too.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Well, I am so happy to know you and to be friends with you and to be working with you. And I just like, I mean, like we said earlier, like I'm very blessed that we have what we're going, and we're going to kill it together. Yeah, we're going to do very well. I can't wait to see that the growth that we have together, and, you know, even apart, like that's the best part about it, is like, you have, you know, so many buyers that are not with me. I'm still rooting from afar for you, always. And I love that so much. So obviously everyone should call Hannah. So tell people where they can find you and get a hold of you.
You can call me, email me. I'm literally available 24/7. I make that my main goal. Or look for me at Remax Synergy in Bedford, New Hampshire.
What's your number?
603-716-7492.
And email is
hannah@nhsynergy.com.
Perfect.
Yep.
Well, thanks for coming on. You're wonderful. You are a badass, and you are the doer of all things.
Thank you.
And you will make it happen for in any situation, for any client.
Doing it.
You're making it happen.
Yep. Call me.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.